at only 20 weeks. This is a baby at only 12 weeks.
What is it made of? I'm gonna squeeze it, but I don't know.
It's a baby, man. You can't squeeze it.
So the reason why I'm passing this around for you to see is that sometimes society will tell us that it's a clump of tissue and it's not a baby yet. It's very much a baby, okay? It's very much a baby. So, I'm going to do a little demonstration here to show you why. Listen up, guys. I'm going to do a demonstration to show you why you need to make it your business. Don't ever say that I'm pro-life, but it's not my business to push my opinions or views off onto someone else. You need to make it your business because hurt people, okay? And you'll see from this demonstration what I mean when I say that. There's lots of people walking around among us, maybe your family members, maybe people in your church, people your parents might know, people you've come across in the grocery store that might have an attitude, and you're like, man, what's wrong with them? Usually we take it personal, right? It's usually something deeper down inside, and usually it stems from abortion. Not always, but usually it stems from some side effect of abortion, and I'm going to show you. Because I'm not about feelings and I'm all about facts, everything you see up here is a fact. I've been doing research for over 10 years from a doctor named Dr. Philip Ney. He is a psychiatrist in Canada, and he has a ton of statistics on his website, and it's really good information. But only if you're a nerd like me, you would sit down and look at all that information online. I said, this is good stuff this guy's got. We gotta find a way to get it out to where people can see it. So I said, oh, let's put it on some dominoes and maybe people can see a visual. So if you're a visual person, is anybody a fan of dominoes in here? Play dominoes? Yeah? Lots of dominoes in my domino playing in Miami, right? Okay, you'll probably never see the game of dominoes the same way again. So I need 2 volunteers. 2 volunteers. You come help. Anybody else? I'm gonna pick somebody. You guys have done a lot this weekend. You, sir, in the back. Since you're talking, come on up here. Here, come here. I need your help. Yeah, come on. Come on. I want you to come stand over here. What's your name? Adriano. What's your name? Emily. Okay, Adriano and Emily. Okay, so we're going to create a visual here for everyone to see. So stand right here. Okay, I'm going to give you one and then I'm going to give you one. I'm going to read these facts out to you. Listen up. Okay? It all starts with abortion and contraceptives. Now, I know that sounds really weird. Like, how are contraceptives involved in this? Because I was on birth control for many, many years, not knowing that it was wrong. It's an intrinsic evil. That's a talk for another time. If you want to talk to me later, I'll tell you all about it. Abortion. The pain starts here, but doesn't end here. The domino effect of social injustices and societal downfall is what I like to call this. So you're not gonna play dominoes. You're just gonna stack them up. So you're gonna place it here, the first one here, okay? You're gonna turn it this way so they can see it, okay? Got a bit. It's like a balancing act. The second one is poverty. Abortions are not cheap, yet they are marketed the most towards families in the cycle of poverty. It is also used as a scapegoat and masked as an end to its means in helping alleviate financial burdens, when in reality it further puts them in debt, serving as a driving force out of desperation to find a way at any cost to pay to fix their problem. What's their problem? A baby. Next comes birth control. When condoms, birth control pills, and other forms of contraceptives are pushed as a preventative measure, we are intrinsically letting in a little bit of evil by telling ourselves, well, I guess it's not that bad. In the end, we become so desensitized that nothing eventually seems that bad. Remember that every sin starts out with good intentions. Next up comes sterilization. So many of those people who've had abortions, now they want to have kids, and they can't because they've found themselves sterilized, right? Leah, can you collect all the fetal models so that they're paying attention to the dominoes? Abortion doesn't happen without risk. There is no such thing as a safe procedure. Oftentimes, women find themselves permanently sterilized, which affects their chances at having no biological children in the future. Turn it around another way. Infertility. Should a woman happen to be lucky and not find herself sterilized, that doesn't mean she won't come across other struggles of infertility, which will now significantly limit her opportunity at biological children. To add insult to injury, both literally and figuratively, this does not come without a cost. It's pricey and it's invasive. Everybody knows what in vitro fertilization is, right? IVF, that's when someone wants to have a child and they can't, and it's super expensive. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys come up and tell me all about it, because you know all about IVF, right? Okay, so listen up. Self-image, self-hatred and guilt set in and are now taken out on subsequent children. Mental health, decreased instinctual restraint against rage toward caregivers. Familial discord, abortion increases hostility between generations. Human devaluation, diminishing the value of caring for children, and they are now seen as a burden. A desensitized society, permissive abortion diminishes the taboo against the defenseless. Diminished maternal instincts. Abortion cuts the developing mother and infant bond, which interferes with future mothering capabilities. I love when that happens in the middle of this presentation before it's supposed to, because you know what? It doesn't mean it's messed up. That means sometimes society falls right there, but there's more stuff coming. So just leave it, let it fall. Battle of the sexes. Abortion increases hostile frustration between the opposite sex, where children are used as a scapegoat. Everybody's heard about the feminist movement, right? The fake feminists. Battle of the sexes. That's where men and women are trying to. We'll talk. Like increased hostility between men and women, where women think that they should be equal to men, and a lot of fighting back and forth about things that are unnecessary, like abortion makes women feel that way, exactly. Fatherlessness. Relationship breakdowns reveal that post-abortive women have increased hostility toward men, which results in subsequent children. Growing up in homes where the adult male is not their biological father and may not have a strong interest in their welfare. Suicide. 63% of suicides are from fatherless homes. Are you making the connections? Abortion to poverty to fatherlessness to suicide. Do you see how these issues are relating to each other? Next comes homelessness. 90% of all homelessness and runaway children are from fatherless homes. High school dropouts. 71% of all high school dropouts are from fatherless homes. Violence. With no value for life in the womb, there's no value for life on the street. Until abortion is unthinkable, we will continue to see a rise in all forms of violence. Black on black crime, hate crimes, racial riots, school shootings, and other forms of terrorism on our home front. The list goes on and on. Falling birth rates limit economic growth. While both infertility and sterilization no doubt contribute to falling birth rates, they are not alone. The general desire to birth children after permissive abortion is also diminished. Many countries like New Zealand are quickly declining and well below the level required for replacement. And Austria with its labor shortages. With gains from immigration in places like the US, we haven't seen its significant impact yet on both our economy and country as a whole, but economists are clearly worried. I'm going to stop at that, Domino, for a second, because we all live in Florida. So some of you are in Miami and we're in Tampa. That one is really important to us here. And that's why a lot of people in Florida think abortion is okay for population control. I'm here to tell you, birth rates have fallen low. When you have places like Toys R Us, who've been in business for years, close their doors and come out with an official statement saying, we can't stay in business because kids just aren't being born. Look it up, Babies R Us, okay? We don't see that hurt in Florida because we have immigration, right? We have lots of immigrants that come over and work for jobs that most Americans wouldn't work and do. So we don't see the labor shortages and with the shortage of births, live births here. And then finally, euthanasia. With our moral decline thus far, we are surely not above euthanasia. Now assisted suicide not only becomes morally acceptable for the elderly, just like a baby, another burden to society, we are now open to the idea of ending the life of the disabled and pose it as their benefit, not our own. Their misery becomes our priority, or is it just another mask for our own selfish inconvenience? pocket down, right here. So as you can see, that's how we fall as a society. So if we start back here at the root of the problem with abortion and contraceptives, we can make a big difference down here. So this is where I need you guys to come in. Leah and whoever the other gentleman is that's helping, you can go ahead and pass those out. This is where I need your help. Because a lot of our liberal friends care about the issues that are down here, right? Poverty, child abuse, homelessness, fatherlessness. They care about those issues. And we care, as conservatives, we sometimes focus on these issues up here, right? Abortion, contraceptives, and we don't see eye to eye. But if we can start finding common ground with people who don't necessarily think the same way we do or vote the same way we do, we can make a heck of a lot of difference. Remember when I started this presentation, I said our race, color, voting preference, that doesn't matter. That doesn't divide us. This is a right and wrong issue, right? So once there was a man fishing in a stream, right? He started to fish, and I like to give that scenario for this domino effect because he was fishing and he all of a sudden noticed blood in the water. He didn't know where the blood was coming from. Another gentleman comes past and he sees the blood, and then he ignores it and he walks away. The fisherman starts yelling, saying, "Hey, come help me, come help me." And the man just proceeds to walk right away. Now you think the man's not helping, but he actually is. He's going upstream to see where the root of the problem is coming from. And that's what we need to do here. While most people were focusing on how to stop school shootings or homelessness, poverty, all these issues down here, if they can start working back here, they've done more work right here with this one little domino, and they've changed the world. Does that make sense? So you can change the world. There's many things you can do. I'll talk to you about them later because I'm out of time, but this is a big one. This one is one that I want you to take back to your schools, to your churches, even to your family members, because sometimes people in our family have been hurt by abortion and they just don't talk about it. They hide it and they don't talk about it. I want you to be bold and brave and take this on the back of a bathroom stall in your bathroom at school. You would be surprised how many people will pull a number off the back of that and get help. People in your school have had abortions, I'm here to tell you. People in your family have probably had abortions, okay? This is one way that you can help. And research has shown that if you take one tab off of here, it looks like one person's already gotten help, so it's easier for them to grab the number. It's silent, it's confidential, nobody even has to know that you grabbed the number and put it in your pocket. So can you guys do that for me?
Yes.
After this is over today, I want you to make sure you get some literature on the back table there. A lot of you had really good questions. I wasn't here for the talk earlier, but a lot of those questions can be answered in those magazines back there. So here's a little tip. Girls, you probably want to know what boys are thinking, and boys, you probably want to know what girls are thinking. There's a magazine back there that tells you what both are thinking. You flip it over and say, yeah, really cool, really cool. So you got to grab a magazine on the way out. There's more materials if you guys need anything. Thank you for letting me talk to you guys.